Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. Jayden Daniels has quickly become the name on everyone's lips in the NFL, and for good reason. The Washington Commanders' young quarterback didn't exactly need a perfect performance to make a statement in Week 1, but even when he wasn't at his absolute peak, Daniels carved up the New York Giants defense with the kind of poise and precision that separates ordinary rookies from true franchise quarterbacks. Now, the spotlight turns to Lambeau Field, where the Green Bay Packers await on Thursday Night Football, and all eyes will be on the number 2 overall pick from 2024 to deliver yet another memorable primetime performance. If Week 1 was any indication, Daniels thrives under pressure. He has already proven that the bright lights and national attention don't faze him. If anything, they seem to sharpen his focus. Analysts and fans alike are bracing for a potential offensive showcase of epic proportions, with Daniels ready to remind the league why he walked away with the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. The matchup is intriguing for multiple reasons. It isn't just another Thursday night game. It's a clash between two NFC contenders, both loaded with young quarterback talent and playoff aspirations. On one side, you have Jayden Daniels, whose combination of arm talent, mobility, and football IQ has already earned him a reputation as one of the league's most exciting rising stars. On the other, Jordan Love stands ready to challenge him, a gunslinger in his own right, whose ability to extend plays and thread the needle with pinpoint accuracy makes him a nightmare for any defense. The dynamic between these two signal callers alone gives this matchup a narrative rich with tension and expectation, a story that will unfold under the lights with millions watching nationwide. Ryan Heckman of NFL Spin Zone didn't hold back when projecting the numbers for this Week 2 showdown. In what some might call a bold or even audacious forecast, Heckman predicted that Daniels and Love could combine for 700 total yards. That's right, 700 yards of pure offensive fireworks on a national stage. For perspective, consider that in Week 1, Daniels accounted for 301 total yards against the Giants, while Love managed 188 yards against Detroit. If this prediction comes true, it would mean both quarterbacks exceed their Week 1 performances by a significant margin, creating a high-octane duel that could dominate sports headlines for days. The thought of two young quarterbacks pushing each other to unprecedented heights in front of a primetime audience is exactly the kind of storyline the NFL thrives on, and one that could define the early season trajectory for both franchises. Yet, this isn't simply about raw talent. The context of the game makes this matchup even more compelling. Thursday night games are notoriously tricky. Teams have shorter preparation time. Defenses have less recovery and planning, and every mistake is magnified under the glare of national attention. The Commanders, despite their Week 1 victory, are still ironing out early season kinks, particularly when it comes to execution and discipline. Penalties remain an area for improvement, and the integration of key players like wide receiver Terry McLaurin, who missed a significant portion of training camp due to a contract dispute, is still in progress. Daniels will need more than just his arm and legs. He'll need composure, quick decision-making, and the ability to elevate those around him to take full advantage of a matchup that promises fireworks. It's worth noting that both teams demonstrated defensive prowess in the season opener. The Commanders' defense showed flashes of dominance, while the Packers, bolstered by their recent trade for All-Pro edge rusher Micah Parsons, showcased a mix of athleticism and aggression that immediately thrust them into Super Bowl conversation. Against such defenses, posting massive offensive numbers is no easy feat, which makes Heckman's 700-yard projection all the more tantalizing. It sets up a narrative where two quarterbacks, each in the early stages of their careers, could not only face off but potentially shatter expectations, creating one of the most memorable primetime contests of the young NFL season. The drama is built into every facet of the game, from the strategic chess match between coordinators to the individual battles between offensive linemen and pass rushers, and it all revolves around the poise and performance of Jayden Daniels and Jordan Love. For Washington, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Week 1 win over New York was important, but it was more a demonstration of potential than perfection. The Commanders now face a team riding high on confidence, with a defense designed to disrupt, a young quarterback eager to prove himself, and an entire fan base hungry for success. Daniels' ability to perform under pressure will be tested in ways that go beyond X's and O's. It's about leadership, composure, and the mental fortitude required to succeed in hostile environments like Lambeau Field. Every throw, every read, and every decision will be scrutinized, not just by analysts, but by millions of viewers watching live across the country. In moments like these, quarterbacks either rise to the occasion or crumble under the weight of expectation, and Jayden Daniels has already shown that he belongs in the former category. The narrative surrounding this game also reflects the broader trajectory of the NFC. Both the Commanders and Packers are building towards sustained contention, with young quarterbacks at the helm and rosters designed to compete deep into January. For Daniels, Thursday night is more than just a game. It's an opportunity to cement his status as one of the league's most exciting young talents. It's a chance to take the momentum from a Week 1 victory and extend it into a marquee performance that keeps Washington in the conversation for the NFC's top spots. For Packers fans, the game is equally significant, a measuring stick for their young quarterback against a proven competitor and a chance to showcase the improvements their team has made over the offseason. Offensively, Daniels will need to balance aggression with calculated risk-taking. The matchup demands versatility. He must utilize his arm to attack vertically, his legs to extend plays, and his intellect to read defensive schemes that will undoubtedly adjust in real time. Meanwhile, getting Terry McLaurin more involved could be pivotal. When healthy and fully integrated into the offense, McLaurin's route running and ability to create separation could open lanes for both short and deep passing attacks, allowing Daniels to maximize his potential and keep the Packers' defense off balance. The chemistry between quarterback and receiver will be key, as will the timing and precision of every throw, the type of execution that separates a good quarterback performance from a truly historic one. As the national spotlight descends on Lambeau Field, the storylines continue to multiply. This isn't just about a Thursday night matchup. It's about young quarterbacks defining the early narrative of a season, teams vying for respect and positioning in a competitive NFC, and fans witnessing the unfolding of football at its most thrilling and high-stakes level. Daniels' performance has the potential to be both a statement and a spectacle, a game that could be remembered long after the season concludes. Whether he delivers a flawless outing or a gritty, clutch-driven performance, one thing is certain. His presence on the field guarantees drama, excitement, and the kind of electrifying moments that make primetime football must-watch television. Ultimately, the question isn't just whether the Commanders can win. It's whether Jayden Daniels can rise to the occasion in a setting designed to test every facet of his game. Thursday night in Green Bay promises to be more than just a football game. It's a showdown between two of the brightest young quarterbacks in the league, a high-stakes duel with playoff implications, and an opportunity for Daniels to prove that the hype surrounding him isn't just warranted, it's understated. The narrative is set, the stage is ready, and all that remains is for Daniels to take the field, command his offense, and deliver a primetime performance that could etch his name even deeper into NFL lore. As the lights shine and the crowd roars, one thing is clear. With Jayden Daniels leading the charge, Washington will always have a chance, and football fans everywhere are in for a thrilling ride. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. The NFL world has been buzzing with surprises this offseason, but perhaps none has raised eyebrows and ignited speculation quite like the sudden news coming out of Washington. Kendrick Bourne, the wide receiver who has been carving his path as a reliable target over the years, has reportedly signed with the Washington Commanders. The move, while not as flashy as some blockbuster trades or superstar free agent signings, carries a particular weight because of the role Bourne is expected to fill. He's being projected as the WR3 in Washington's offense, and insiders are already murmuring that he could become one of the most trusted pieces in that receiving core, possibly altering the entire offensive dynamic of the team moving forward. When you think of Kendrick Bourne, the first thing that comes to mind is his consistency. He's not the type of player that makes the highlight reels every week with jaw-dropping one-handed catches or blazing speed that leaves defenders in the dust, but his reputation has been built on reliability. Quarterbacks love receivers who can be in the right place at the right time, and Bourne has proven throughout his career that he's capable of exactly that. Whether it's been with the 49ers, where he first showed flashes of potential, or his stint with the New England Patriots, Bourne has quietly become a respected name in the league. The Commanders' front office seems to have noticed, and now they're banking on him to bring that same steady presence to Washington. The WR3 role might not sound glamorous at first glance, especially to casual fans who are drawn to the big-name stars like Terry McLaurin, who continues to be Washington's primary offensive weapon. But anyone who follows the NFL closely knows how important that third receiver can be, especially in today's pass-heavy league. With defenses forced to prioritize shutting down McLaurin and keep a close eye on Jahan Dotson, Bourne is walking into an opportunity to exploit mismatches and take advantage of defensive lapses. He doesn't need to be the superstar. He just needs to be dependable, and that's a lane he's driven in his entire career. What makes this signing even more intriguing is the context of the Commanders' offensive identity. With a new coaching staff in place and an ongoing search for consistency at the quarterback position, there's been a sense of uncertainty hanging over Washington. Every season, fans are left wondering if this will finally be the year the team stabilizes, and every offseason, the front office seems to add just enough pieces to make you wonder if the breakthrough is right around the corner. Adding Bourne is not just about depth. It's about giving the quarterback, whoever ends up under center this season, another reliable outlet when things get chaotic in the pocket. That could be the difference between stalled drives and sustained momentum. It's also worth noting that Bourne brings a veteran presence into a locker room that has been desperate for leadership on the offensive side of the ball. Terry McLaurin is without question the leader of that unit, but football is a game where multiple voices can shape the culture of a team. Bourne has been in playoff battles, he's navigated through different offensive systems, and he's worked with coaches who demanded discipline and precision. Those experiences matter, especially when you're in a division as competitive as the NFC East. The Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants have all made moves to bolster their squads, and Washington cannot afford to be left behind. Bourne's addition may seem minor on paper, but in practice, it could be one of those subtle acquisitions that turn out to be pivotal come December. The rumor mill suggests that the Commanders weren't the only team sniffing around Bourne. A few other franchises were reportedly interested, which adds another layer of intrigue to Washington pulling the trigger. It implies that the Commanders saw something specific in Bourne's skill set that fit exactly what they needed. He's not just another body to fill out the roster. He's someone they believe can carve out a legitimate role. Whether it's his crisp route running, his ability to block downfield, or his knack for making clutch catches on third down, the coaching staff clearly envisions him as more than a rotational piece. That belief will likely translate into opportunities early in the season. For fans, the signing is both exciting and cautious. Washington supporters have been burned before by off-season hype that failed to materialize when the real games began. There's an understandable hesitation to crown this move as a game-changer, but there's also an undeniable sense of curiosity about how Bourne will fit in. The WR3 position has been somewhat of a revolving door for the Commanders in recent years, and stability there could unlock new layers to the offense. If Bourne can stay healthy, avoid the inconsistencies that sometimes plagued him in New England, and build chemistry with the quarterback, this could be one of the most underrated signings of the entire offseason. Of course, the move also raises questions about the future of other receivers on the roster. Younger talents who were fighting for snaps may now find themselves pushed further down the depth chart, and training camp is going to be even more competitive. In some ways, Bourne's arrival is a message from the front office. The Commanders are tired of waiting for potential to develop and want proven production. That kind of pressure can either push young players to elevate their games or cause frustration if they see opportunities slipping away. Either way, it's clear that Washington is shifting into a win-now mentality. What makes the Bourne signing such a hot topic is the ripple effect it could have across the team. A solid WR3 doesn't just improve the passing game. It changes the way defenses line up, it creates space for the running backs, and it can even take some pressure off the offensive line by giving the quarterback quicker outlets. Fans may not realize it yet, but Bourne's presence could subtly influence the entire identity of the offense. Every team dreams of having that reliable chain mover who doesn't need 10 targets a game to make an impact, and Washington may have just secured that in Bourne. There's also the intangible element of energy. Bourne has long been known as a high-morale player, someone who brings positivity and work ethic into the building. That kind of vibe can be contagious, especially in a franchise that has spent years trying to shake off the shadow of mediocrity and constant rebuilds. Sometimes, it's not just about the catches or the yards. It's about what a player brings to the locker room, to practice, and to the sideline during crunch time. If Bourne becomes that spark in Washington, then this signing could resonate far beyond the stat sheet. For now, all we have are whispers, rumors, and projections. The official games haven't been played, and no one truly knows how this experiment will unfold. But the fact that people are already talking, already speculating about the impact of Kendrick Bourne in Washington speaks volumes. It's not often that a WR3 signing stirs this much conversation, and that alone makes it fascinating. Will he become the steady third option that elevates the Commanders' offense? Or will he fade into the background as just another offseason footnote? That's the beauty of the NFL. Every move carries the potential for drama, surprise, and transformation. What we do know is this: the Commanders have made a deliberate choice. They've identified a need, they've targeted a player who fits that need, and they've brought him into the fold. Kendrick Bourne is now officially part of Washington's story, and how that story unfolds will be one of the most intriguing subplots of the upcoming season. Fans should keep their eyes on him, not because he's the next superstar in the making, but because sometimes the most impactful players are the ones who don't demand the spotlight. Bourne may just be that quiet force that helps the Commanders finally turn the corner. And if that happens, this under-the-radar signing could end up being remembered as one of the most important moves of the entire year. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.